Hello, welcome students to the second lecture of the tachyometric survey. In the first lecture, we saw that what is tachyometry, why it is used, and what are the reasons we to use. It is used to calculate the distance as well as the elevation of an object, because both the things can be done at the same time with the indirect means. It is not directly; it is indirectly, right? And we saw that which instrument is used in the tachyometry, right? Which are the different instruments used in the tachyometer, right? So then we saw the principle of this. We saw the statement of the principle of tachyometry, right? What is the principle behind the tachyometry? We saw the statement. In today's class, we will be studying tachyometry, advantages and disadvantages of tachyometry, and instrument as a tachyometer. What are the instruments that we have to use, and what are the things that are there in that instruments, right? So the advantages of tachyometry are: tachyometry is used where chaining is difficult, such as rivers, valleys, broken boundaries, steep slopes, and undulations. Because you need, in normal conventional survey, you require a chaining or tape is required to measure the distance, but here in this case is not required, so it becomes an advantage here. It is used in preparation of contour maps in the horizontal and vertical distances required to be measured, right? Distances are required to be measured. It is used for surveying roads and railways. It is used for survey roads and railways. It is used for checking the distance measured by the tape and chain or dumpy level. It is used where accuracy is not much required. It saves times and money. It can be used as a to check whether the distance which is measured is correct or not, approximately. And it is used when that it is the accuracy or the precision required is less. Disadvantages: it is less accurate as compared to the chain surveying for longer distances. As I said, it is used for the shorter distances or shorter areas. The method does not give a correct results for surveying extensive areas. Extensive area means large areas. When you are going to survey for larger areas, this method will not give you correct solutions, right? The instruments used for tachyometry is the tachyometer. Tachyometer is similar to the transit theodolite, fitted with a stadia diaphragm, provided with the stadia hairs in the addition to the regular crosshairs. So it itself says that tachyometer is similar to the transit theodolite, but one thing what is different in that tachyometry is that a stadia diaphragm, right? We saw in the theodolite that a telescope has a eyepiece or objective, and we have a diaphragm in between where the lens is being fitted, right? So that diaphragm or that lens has a extra crosshairs except the normal crosshair. It has some additional crosshairs to the regular crosshairs. The stadia diaphragm has two additional horizontal crosshairs called as stadia hairs, one above and other below the central horizontal hair. If you have seen the theodolite, right? I will show you here how it looks. This is your telescope, and this is your main vertical crosshair, and this is your horizontal crosshair, right? This I might have seen in the dumpy level also and in the theodolite also, right? In theodolite and also in the tachyometry, you have some extra crosshair like this at above the horizontal crosshair and one below the crosshair like this. If you see the eyepiece, you'll be able to see such type of crosshairs. These you can see right here, the main vertical and horizontal crosshairs are the main crosshairs or regular crosshairs. Right? Yeah, they are regular crosshairs. These two, the above the main crosshair and below the main crosshairs, are stadia hairs. Stadia, STADIA, stadia hairs. Right? These are stadia hairs. These are called. This is a difference between the normal transit telescope and a tachymeter. So now you might have seen that our normal transit theodolite also consists of stadia hairs. So that will help us that stadia hair. So we doesn't require a special instrument for our stadia hairs. Right now, the theodolite are also had come up with the stadia hairs, so we don't require tachymeter now. If we have theodolite also, we can use it. But before days, we had a theodolite with their main and horizontal crosshairs. We didn't have stadia hairs, so we have to have a separate instruments for it. But now it is not required. Okay. Now, characteristics of tachymetry. A telescope of tachymeter is usually longer than the used in the theodolite. The tachymeter has a set telescope which is much longer than the theodolite, right? The magnifying power is higher to make the star graduations clearly visible even at a long distances. It has a more magnifying power than theodolite. The aperture of the objective is quite larger, right? About 35 mm to 45 mm in diameter, means the diameter of the telescope is larger to have a brighter image. And the one more thing that is different is that a telescope is usually fitted with an analytical lens to make a additive constant zero. Now, what is this analytical lens and what is this additive constant? Right, we'll see in the further classes. Right. So we saw in this lecture that what are the instruments, what are the difference between the instruments, right? We saw the advantages and disadvantages. We came to know what is stadia method and the stadia hairs and the regular hairs that are there with the process, right? So this is for today's class, right? We'll study in more in depth because this is a small chapter and it doesn't have much anything in it. If you understand the principle, just to understand how it works, nothing else is asked for the exam, right? We have some problems to it. It is very easy.